of the fathers gives a roadmap. At 5, the study of Torah. At 13, the age of commandments. At 40, wisdom. At 50, able to give counsel. At 60, becoming an elder. At 70, the fullness of years. At 80, special strength. Each age brings its own strengths and opportunities. The Talmud tells of Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, who was appointed as a leader at just 17 years of age. Overnight, he was miraculously given white hair so that he might appear older and wiser. It's a beautiful illustration of the idea that wisdom doesn't always come with age, but sometimes age helps us embody the wisdom we've accumulated over time. There is a subtle shift that happens as we age, if we're open to it. The difference between simply aging and saging is profound. Aging can mean bitterness, a reluctance to embrace the present, or a focus on what's been lost. Saging, however, is a different path. It means embracing the wisdom we've gathered, the relationships we've built, and the purpose that still calls to us. There's a concept in Judaism known as zaken, which refers to an elder, but the word zaken is also an acronym for Zeh Shekana Chochmah, one who has acquired wisdom. Aging in our tradition is not just about surviving, it's about thriving with wisdom and purpose. It's about becoming a sage in our own lives. But how do we do that? How do we age with grace and wisdom in a world that often equates aging with decline? One of the lessons I've learned is that while we may not be able to control the number of years we have, we can control how we live them. We can control the quality of our relationships, our openness to new experiences, and our willingness to keep growing. I've been blessed to witness this firsthand during my 40 years as a rabbi, especially here at Congregation Ner Tamid. I have seen members of our community face the challenges of aging with courage, humor, and deep faith. I have watched you find strength in community, and I have seen how purpose, whether it's helping a neighbor, supporting the synagogue, or simply being present for your loved ones, can sustain a person through the hardest of times. And then there's a famous saying, you don't stop laughing when you get old when you stop laughing. One of the keys to aging well is holding onto our sense of joy, our ability to see humor in the world, and our willingness to continue learning. And Rabbi Heschel in his later years spoke of entering old age with the same excitement one feels when entering their senior year of college. He viewed aging not as a time of stagnation, but as a time of opportunities for inner growth. So let me share a story about a woman I know who embodies this spirit. In her 80s, she decided to take up painting. Now, don't think I'm going to take up singing. Don't get any ideas. But she did decide to take up painting. She had never painted before in her life, but she always had an interest in art, and she didn't care that she wasn't particularly good at it. She just loved the process, the joy of trying something new. And she said to me once, "Rabbi, people think I'm crazy, but I tell them I've spent my whole life trying to be good at things. Now I just want to enjoy the doing." Her story stays with me because it reminds me that as we age, it's not about what we've accomplished, it's about how we live. It's about the joy we find in simply being present and continuing to grow. And so as I look ahead to my own retirement, I realize that aging isn't just about slowing down or stepping aside. It's about deepening our understanding of who we are. what we value, and what we want to leave behind. You know, there was a great inventor, Alfred Nobel. In 1888, his brother Ludwig died, and the newspapers made a mistake. Instead of Ludwig, they wrote his obituary, the one for Alfred, the inventor of dynamite. And what did the paper say? The merchant of death died. And he read his own obituary, and he realized that that was how he was going to be remembered. The inventor of one of the most destructive weapons on earth. And he said, that is not for me. And he decided to change his legacy, and from that wealth he created what we now call the Nobel Prize. And that is what he is remembered for. Time for a new chapter. Created a lot of memories with this congregation. A lot of wonderful, wonderful things. And we have till June. And beyond. Because I hope that what I have shared stays with you as it stays with me. That together we age, together we grow, and together we find our new chapters in life. So I thought I'd give you a little bit more wit. Andy Rooney, remember him? If you do, you're aging with me, okay? I've learned that the best classroom in the world is at the feet of an elderly person. I've learned that being kind is more important than being right. I've learned that it's those small daily happenings that make life so spectacular. I've learned that life is like a roll of toilet paper. The closer it gets to the end, the faster it goes. He reminded us that the simplest things often hold the deepest truths. That life really does speed up the older we get. And while we can't slow it down, we can savor each moment, each laugh, each connection with those we love. Time to spend more time with the one I love, with Joni. She shared me with you a long time, hasn't she? You owe her a lot of thanks. Patient, loving, understanding, most of the time. But there's a lot of congregants, and there's only one of me, and there's only one of us. And let's not forget another observation about laughter. You don't stop laughing when you grow old. You grow old when you stop laughing. So it's not just about physical changes, it's about maintaining joy, humor, and a sense of purpose. For Rabbi Heschel spoke of entering old age with anticipation and excitement, not as a time of decline, but as a time for inner growth and discovery. So how do we keep from just aging instead of focusing on saging? It's about cultivating wisdom and living with intention. It's about relationships and continuing to engage with life with a sense of humor and a sense of wonder. Philosopher also said, I've learned that everyone wants to live on top of the mountain, but all the happiness and growth occurs while you're climbing it. We often focus on the big moments in life, but it's the everyday experiences, the relationships, the small kindnesses, the shared laughs that make life meaningful. And so, as I prepare to retire after 40 years in the rabbinate, 37 of them here in my beloved Ner Tamid, I've been blessed to learn many of these lessons from and with all of you. You have taught me that aging gracefully isn't about avoiding change, but embracing it. It's about building community, showing resilience, and living each day with intention. So this is my hope and my prayer, that we all continue to seek wisdom, joy, and love in every stage of life, that we embrace the aging process with grace, humor, and faith, and that we always remember that our legacy will be measured not by what we've done, but by how we've lived and how we've loved. Conjunctive.
We turn to Aleinu on page 116, and we invite our honorees, Senator Jackie Rosen and Dr. Larry Rosen, Candace and Bernie Human.
Let us rise. Please be seated.
If you're joining us on the live stream, we wish you Gmar Chatima Tova and Shabbat Shalom. We invite you now to submit the names of those you are thinking of for Kaddish prayers, those who are no longer with us.
So we say Kaddish for those who have died in recent days. Beverly Levine, Pamela Gertner, Sholomid Miriam Bat Avraham Basara, Sherry Speaker, Nicholas Martin, Steve Stam, Jason Frankel, Jerry Gorzalski, Alan Hirsch, Diane Cantor, Betty Weissman. And I'm sad to share we have lost a Gadola, a great one today, Joyce Mack. We recall the yortzites of Steve Collins, Herman Sternberg, Marion Rosen Krasner, Ruth Cranzen, Pat Lionel, Miriam Watson, Samuel Reeson, Charles Gogol, Philip Stein, Carol Altman, Sally Berardi, Sam Fine, Mac Friedman, Roberta Genovitz, Hetty Manger, Philip Saul, Philip Levy, Jerome Gollard, Murray Gordon, Barbara Schulman, Davis Ostrov, Gertrude Ginsburg, Elizabeth Schneider, Gertrude Steiner, Jerry Friedman, Faye Feldman, Rita Anson, Mildred Gordon, Louis Bradfield, Arlene Cohen, Frida Rosenthal, David Mazur, Denise DeArklin, Jack Nitzkin, Don Feldman, Martin Geld, Adele Edelman, Ann Lemberg, Morris Bloom, Doris Shapiro, Lawrence Newman, Lawrence Birch, Gloria Reed, Ellen Rosenblum, Ella Baskow, Jan Reisner, Irving Schiffman, and Hi Schiffman. If you would like to recall the name of someone who was not mentioned for Kaddish Yortzeit, please stand and say their name. As we think of these and others who have touched our hearts, we rise to recite our Kaddish prayer. For those who are watching online, our feed was interrupted, but your prayers submitted online, we are with you as a community, and apologize we can't access those names. But together we join Yitkadal v'Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah B'Alma Divrach Hirutei V'Amlich Malchutei B'Chayachon Uv'Yomechon Chayed Achol Beit Yisrael B'Agalav V'Zman Kariv V'Imru Amen Yeheshmei Rabba Mevorach Le'olam Olmei Almaya Yitbarach V'Yishtabach V'Yitpa'ar V'Yitramam V'Yitnaseh V'Yitadar V'Yitaleh V'Yitalal Shmei Dekusha B'Richu Leila Uleila Mikol Birchata V'Shirata Tush Bechata V'Nechemata Damiram B'Alma V'Yimru Amen Yesh Lamarabba Min Shamayah V'Chaim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Yimru Amen Osei Shalom B'Mramav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Al Kol Yoshvei Tevel V'Yimru Amen. May be seated. Well, it wouldn't be high holidays without announcements. I'd like to call upon our temple president, Mike Levy, for a word of Shabbos greeting and a few announcements.
And that's all the announcements for this evening. Can I just make them up as we go along here, Rabbi? I first would like to thank the rabbi and cantor. Their services are always phenomenal. I'd like to thank the intergenerational choir and director Ricky Reinhardt, Andy Smith, who did a phenomenal job on the cello, sound engineer Alex Hill, who probably was better off keeping my mic off, and Conley Freeman, who did an excellent job as our Kol Nidre chair. On the beam of this evening, no introductions are needed. However, I want to thank Della Costa and Brian Pence, our shamases, and past presidents Marla Letitia, Senator Jackie Rosen, and Jerry Gordon. You left an everlasting legacy, and we really appreciate it here as a congregation. Thank you very much for being here. I want to thank the Mensch Club and Ritual Committee for ushering tonight. There are many other people to thank, and you can see the list of names on the monitors in the hallways. Our schedule for tomorrow is listed on your tickets. It's on our website, in your monthly bulletin, so you'll have no problems finding us when you need to be here. Please join us tomorrow right after the morning service for a yard site plaque dedication out in the King David Memorial Garden, and we'll also be showing a movie in the Beit Tavila School Ties if you want to spend the day with us. Congregation near Tamid has a strong social action network, and we are very pleased to organize a high holiday food drive once again. Anyone interested in giving non-perishable foods, please do so between now and October 25th. You could just drop off anything you have into the temple office. And then a week from tonight, we will have Sukkot Shabbat in the round with special guest star Joe Buchanan. It will be followed by a dairy dinner afterwards. If you're interested in joining us and being there for the dinner, please just respond on the website or call the office. Finally, the rabbi's ceremonial retirement party is scheduled for Sunday, this coming Sunday. So if you're interested in saying goodbye to him, next May of 2025, we will be having.
You had me scared there.
We'll keep you around a little longer, Rabbi. You'll start seeing announcements and save the dates and everything, but next May of 2025, we'll have a very exciting gala and ceremony to celebrate the rabbi's retirement and our new rabbi coming on board. Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and Shana Tova.
I also want to give a shout out. There's another instrument that was not acknowledged in our choir section, so a big thank you to John Henderson for playing guitar along with several of our beautiful prayers tonight. And thank you to Mike for those. They're always funny. I love the funny announcements. I think we should keep this up.
Funny you should say that.
Yeah.
All right, not funny, but I want to say this because we haven't really said it that much. I want to acknowledge Jay Poster. Jay's going, what for? Because Jay is our conduit, takes care of us at King David, and I'm a little nostalgic, so when it came time to build this, Jay was instrumental in our King David gardens outside where we have our memorial plaques. And to this day, King David, as a company, Dignity, has perpetual care over our gardens. So thank you, Jay, and I want to make sure the community knows that. And we owe you a lot, and I appreciate it. Aside from blowing the shofar, you used to be able to be the longest blowing shofar. So we're bringing in reinforcements. John, you better be practicing. Not that it's a competition. Remember, tell Naya that, okay? All right. Anything else?
I don't alone.
Okay, I don't alone. There we go.
And we'll see you in a couple hours.
Good opportunity.